Hi, I'm Croglander, and in this part we'll be continuing our flagrant disregard for the space-time continuum. Einstein, Newton, Stephen Hawking, yeah, forget them. I don't recall in any of their works that you can have the ability to rewind time at will. I mean, granted, I've never actually read any of their works. All I know pretty much is the basics of Newton's sort of energy laws and stuff. But anyway, I'm starting to prattle here. So yeah, this is the third world, or the second world really, but as you can see here, the gimmick of this world are these green glowing objects, which as you can see, they're unaffected by your time manipulation. So you sort of rewind aspects and they're ineffective. And I've got to say, it does make for some interesting puzzles, although they can be a bit frustrating, like this sort of a cloud platform you see here. But you can see what I do, I just sort of rewind bit by bit. Come on, green cloud, come to me, hooray. What? Yeah, I had a bit of trouble with the jumping here. Oh come on, I landed on that cloud. Will you just let me land on the platforms that I want to land on, please? But yeah, the theme of this level, as you can see, it's sort of more sunsetty. And I guess the lead character's relationship, Tim, I suppose this could represent his sort of the sunset of their relationship, his dying love. And yeah, I guess it's just generally sad. And there's a whole autumn feel as well. So again, representing the sort of the dusk of the relationship, the end, as it were. All very sad and melancholy. And this game does have a general sad feeling towards it. Although there are occasional pops of humour here and there, but overall, yeah, it's quite a sad game. I mean, when I say sad, it's kind of it's got a cold, depressing atmosphere. Well, actually, no, maybe depressing is the wrong word. You know, I'm trying to I do like this game a lot. It's really a fun little game, but I'm making it sound depressing and sad, which might put you off, but no, it's fun to play. And fortunately, the sort of green puzzle pieces are now green. Well, you know what I mean, the puzzle pieces are now glow green, so you can rewind time and not worry about, you know, uncollecting them. So that's a smart move. Now this puzzle here can be a bit awkward, as you can see, because you sort of have to rewind time to protect the little Goomba from the cannon fire. And yeah, I'm still gonna call them Goombas. They probably do have a name. If they do, I'm not sure what they are, but yeah, besides, they are clearly based off Goombas, really. Oh shit, the running of the rabbits. Ooh yeah, well, that was at least satisfying, at least. Luring those rabbits into these death traps. Because they are quite an annoying enemy. And they scream like cats, which I find quite confusing. Thing, just let me past. Anyway, with a crossfade to a couple of seconds later, you can see here, you sort of have to rewind time to get these barrels to bash into each other. So, kind of awkward. Oh, that poor bunny. It was caught in a loop of dying, then being brought back to life, only to die again. And yeah, you can see there, they're firing at a really quite fast rate actually, so you pretty much didn't have a chance of avoiding them anyway. Now this section's quite interesting as well, because it actually requires you to do nothing to solve the puzzle. You can sort of see the two platforms. If you rewind, the horizontal platform won't be able to move all the way left. And yeah, that's a pretty smart move actually, because it's sort of playing with game logic. You know, instead of using your ability to solve the puzzle, you sort of have to do nothing. But you see what I mean. Yeah, I think he'll put that same guy for like 4 times in a row. You know, you would think I would hold people more aware of this whole turning back time gimmick. Like I could make more use of it, or better use of it. But oh well. But you know, jumping on these Goombas is quite fun actually. I could do it forever. And speaking of this whole time travel gimmick, it's not obviously the first game to play around with time. Like the whole jumping off and dying and then rewinding to save yourself. It is quite reminiscent of Prince of Persia. Although I never really played that game. I think I played a demo of it, and I found it really difficult. So I never really bothered with the series. But yeah, I do remember when that game came out, it like blew people's minds away. And so, yeah, effectively, this game is just like Prince of Persia crossed with Mario Brothers, which isn't a bad idea. You know, this whole section is reminding me of the underground sections in a Mario Brothers game. Do 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 do, do 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 do. Do, 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 and so on and so forth. Damn these piranha plants. We need to get some extreme gardening in here. You know, and apparently, according to the video games industry, plants' worst nightmare are zombies. So yeah, we need to get some zombies to fight these plants. Oh, damn these enemies. Just let me out of the ground. Oh well. Anyway, I just do the traditional gaming thing where you sort of move off screen and wait for things to reset. Which is obviously a classic gaming trick from the old school days of gaming. Ugh, stupid cat. Turtle things. I don't even know what you are, but I don't care. I don't like it. Okay, on reflection, just running straight into that cannonball was pretty stupid of me. And, you know, speaking of these sort of jigsaw sections, I do really like them actually. Because, like, instead of just giving you a puzzle to, which automatically fits together, it requires you to do it. And I really like that aspect. It's, you know, it's just a little thing, but it adds variety to the game. It gives you something extra to do. And this scene here seems to be of, I guess it's Tim. But yeah, let's say it's Tim, the lead character, at a dinner party. Enjoying a very large glass of wine, I suppose. Maybe that's alluding to something. Maybe Tim was a bit of a drinker in the relationship. Who knows? Nothing is never really clearly defined in the story in this game. It's just alluded to, really. It's left up to you to figure it out. Fucking rabbit. I don't know what's more annoying, these rabbits or the ones in Raymond, in the Raymond franchise. Although I guess technically those rabbits are more annoying because well, they nearly ruined the Rayman franchise, or at least they took it over, like a cancer, spewing out crap games. Yeah, speaking of which, I am glad Rayman is, you know, starting to make his own games again. And you can see now we have to fight this boss. And yeah, that pretty much speaks for itself. You just release the chandeliers, and like an old villain from some 1940s swashbuckle movie, you kill him with a chandelier. If you I'm trying to think what I meant by that, and I think it's like in an old Robin Hood movie with Errol Flynn, where when he's surrounded by bad guys, he just whips out his sword and slashes a rope on the wall, and a chandelier comes down and takes out the bad guys in one shot. That's what I was thinking about. And you know, speaking of this guy, yeah, it's pretty simple, especially when you consider you can't actually die. Not really. So you just rewind and rewind, and yeah, he's not really a threat. Persistence is his weakness, really. And yeah, this guy appears another point in the game, although he's not the final boss. You know, you might be wondering that, but there is someone else who's pulling the strings, as it were, but we'll get to the ending when we get there. Now this puzzle has requires you to do something which the game might not spell out for you. And just to make it clear, when you rewind time, you can actually accelerate the rate of the rewindingness up and down with the R1 and L1 triggers. So you can rewind at like 4 times the speed, 8 times the speed, and so on. And I say that because you're about to see it in action, and you need to use this particular ability to get this last puzzle piece and complete the level. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because they don't really tell you. Like, I'm all for difficult and tricky puzzles, but only if they tell you, you know, only if they tell you all the controls. You know, so you have the tools to solve the puzzle, at least. But yeah, you can see that I rewound speed at like 16 times the normal rate. And that's the only way you can get back to that platform in time, once you flick the switch. You know, this is very reminiscent of Mario World, I've got to say. Although I'm not sure if they spammed this amount of enemies in Mario World. Well, I mean on a sort of a wall climbing section anyway. And of course you can see now, when you rewind time on these green platforms, you are ineffective. So essentially you just rewind all the way back to the beginning of the level, or just to the point where the door is now open. Yeah, so like I said, without the sort of a super fast rewinding button, you might have trouble with that. Just because it's not too clear for you, but oh well. I like this area here, it's like something from a fantasy novel or cartoon. And we have Yoshi telling us the princess is not in this location. But I suppose it's better than hearing it from Toad, because I don't like Toad. I like Yoshi, I'm just not a fan of Toad. But anyway, I'm done with this part. Thanks for watching.